Hello, how y'all doing? This is old Uncle Greely. Uncle Greely's been walking. Last time Uncle Greely talked to y'all, the old car of mine had them bun up. I still shaking at that man threatening to throw that book at me. 'Cause they ain't had no driver's license, he said. Ain't had no car insurance, and lucky and good thing didn't nobody get hurt. And just 'cause the car caught on fire. And I told him about that man. That man was uh, crazy. They called Uncle Greely crazy 'cause Uncle Greely's scared to leave out the house 'cause he's scared of folks like that. But anyway, I didn't get a chance to go down to that school that day, to neither one of them schools. And now I've been looking for me another car. So what I did was I went by the bank and I withdrawed all of my savings. I ain't have but $5,000 in there. That might seem like a lot of money to a lot of folks, but I've been saving that money for a long time. And it took me a long time to get that $5,000. Anyhow, old Greely done always had his eyes set on the Cadillac. So I go yonder to the Cadillac folks and I said, listen here, I like to get me a Cadillac. So the guy comes to showing me all these here nice, fancy looking Cadillacs. And I goes over yonder and this here Cadillac just caught my eye. Them tires on that thing was shiny, and it like the sun must have been glistening through the window and hit it right there on the side. And that car was black and the rim was all shiny. Looked like Greely had them, did it? Just silver and shiny. And so I said, can y'all hold on a minute? This here phone about to drive me crazy. Hello? What can I help you with? Them what's now? No, I don't know. You have to get them folks that's over yonder to show you about that there. Well, do you? So, for what and where? For where? So why is his name on there? Why you even put his name on there? That couldn't. Well then, so you said no and you just go on. He ain't, 'cause he's there with you. And that's what you tell him. If that's cause, well, that's their policy. That ain't none of my policy. That's their policy. I'm just telling you to do what they tell you to do. You want their apartment, don't you? Well, I can't help how stupid they policies is. If he's gonna be there living with you on the lease then, and they wanna know if he paying child support and he ain't, well, ain't you getting at the apartment based on income? And that's why they wanna know his income, 'cause it's based on income. If you wanted it based on your income, then you shouldn't have put him on that lease. Well, you have to ask them that. And if they know he's staying with you, then you just call them and say, okay, they daddy is in the house with me. Who got to sign it then? He do? Well, go and do what they told you to do then. They know he living there with you. Well, you can't be mad at them cause of the way they got their apartment set up. Well, then don't get it then. You can't have it your way. It ain't your way. Well, don't get it then. Don't get the apartment then. You arguing against the issue of what they want. You can't have it your way. That's their policy. Bye then. Don't get mad at me. Bye. Go on in there then. Bye. Ain't that a blip? Gonna cause me to argue at me cause of what them folks want from you. You done told them folks that the man live with you and now want to be mad because they want to know if he paying child support, how much money he contributed to the household. Well, then you just gonna give them what they want, else leave their apartment on their own. That's all I can say. Anyway, I went over yonder to get that car, and he shows me that car that was glistening in the sunlight. That Cadillac there. That thing know it was pretty. And then he said, well, let's go ahead and do the paperwork. I said, well, I want you to pay cash for that car. And that man hit me with a $50,000 price tag. I said, no. I ain't giving nobody no $50,000 for no car. And they's made out of aluminum foil. I can't even lay, because he don't touch, don't lay on the car because you'll bend the hood in. And you want $50,000 for a car that I can't even lay on the hood? When I get tired and need to rest on the car. And then I got a dent in the car because I've been laying up on the car. And you want all that money for a car. So then he comes to telling me that $5,000 could be my down payment, and I'll have payments every month for 5 years. I said, no, sir. I said, ain't you got something that I could get for $5,000? So I don't know if he wanted to be funny with old Greely or not. So he took me round the back of the building, showed me old car that was rusted in old drum. The roof of it was leaking. The seats was all messed up in the windshield, had a crack in it. Talking about that's what your $5,000 can get through him. I ain't said nothing else. I just walked on back to the bus stop. I know when it's time to go. 'Cause I could have told him what he could have done with that old rusty car. But I didn't want to do that. I was a gentleman, so I kept my gentlemanly ways and I walked on. Then there I was, back on that bus. And I was sitting there on the bus and everybody was looking at me like I was just the scariest thing they's done seen. And old Uncle Greely comes to feeling real uncomfortable because everybody just cutting their eyes all around at me and stuff. I ain't gonna been on this bus. That was my second time. First time was when I was going. Second time when I was coming back. So they looking at me and making Uncle Greely feel all uncomfortable. Then I started to sweating just a little bit because I'm getting real nervous because everybody looking at me. But then the funniest thing happened. This little old gal, she must have been about 3 years old, walks over to me and she says, Mr. Santa Claus, I'd like a pink bicycle, I'd like a pink Barbie doll, and some clothes and some shoes for Christmas. And then she begged for her but she said, come here and tell Santa Claus what you want for Christmas. And he come over there and he just looking up at me just smiling And he said, yeah, blah, and I about that, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know a thing he was saying, but it was so funny. I just constantly laughing. Then he has this little piece of candy. He offered me a piece of candy. And Uncle Greely eyes took him welled all the way up with water before I even know it. And I comes to crying. I said, you know, children don't discriminate. They ain't scared of no folks. You know, not unless folks treat them bad. They can't just walk up on everybody because everybody not going to be nice to them. And I said, y'all, the sweetest thing Uncle Greely done seen all day. Y'all done made my day. And the mama, when she was like, y'all stop bothering them. I said, honey, they not bothering me. They not bothering me at all. Then I got to telling them about my little nieces and nephews who living in the house with me. And how I have to go down to their school and see about them. And I needed to get to that school where that lady says you on the wrong bus to get to that school. So she took out a pen and a piece of paper and she wrote down directions how I was supposed to go and what bus I was supposed to take to get to that school. And them directions took me right to that school I was supposed to go to. We got some good folks in this world. Oh, I could really feel that crying again, cause I was thinking that ain't no good folks is left hardly in this world. And they touched my heart, made me feel like it's okay, you know, to go out a little bit more and not to be so afraid of people's, cause the news will have you scared, thinking everybody's a murderer. Well, we got some bad peoples over here, we got some bad people over there, but we got a whole lot of good people all in between, and that's all right. Them childrens made my day, and they mama made my day even better. Cause I was on that bus and I was finna go all the wrong way, and ain't no telling where old Greely would have ended up at. But she put old Greely on the right path and it took him to that school. And I had to get them folks $465 worth of money so that gal can graduate from school. Then they comes to telling me that she ain't passing her social studies on some GGCET HIJKLMNOP test. That's all I know is just that. And then she got to go to school on Saturdays and got to stay after school so she can get tutored to help bring up them grades. So that when she retake that test, she can pass social studies. Well, I'm hoping she pays social studies, you know, and social studies is just a mixture of a whole lot of learning elements on histories and government and sociology and stuff to that politics and, you know, stuff to that learning. But I questions history, cause history make us learn about the history of what happened to our people. It was a lot of people who was destroyed in the making of the history of other folks. While they was making their history, they was destroying my history. And Greely gonna talk to you about that another time. Peace out.